Good afternoon. Welcome to this week's episode of Monday Biz Motivation with the Culver City Chamber Ambassadors. I am Candance Simmons, your chair ambassador and also small business owner of All That and More Boutique. I'm co-hosting with the amazing Rafia Cooper of Rafia Cooper Jewelry, who's also an ambassador. And we have two special guests, and I have to add that they are also ambassadors of the Culver City Chamber. And the Culver City Chamber is one of the mission statements is to be a connector of people, resources, and idea. So this idea of Monday Business Motivation is that it's an idea that we thought would be great to have business owners within Culver City come to you, share who they are, share what's motivating them in their business, what tools and resources have they found helpful as they serve the Culver City community. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Rafia so she could introduce our special guests.
Hi, Candance. Thank you.
Hello.
So as Candance said, we have some very special guests with us today, Jason and David from Stay Frosty Media. And they are going to tell us a little bit about their business and how they got started and their story behind it. And we're going to talk, and you feel free to ask us questions and put them in the comments and we'll read them out loud. Okay. So welcome, guys. How are you today?
We're doing great. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So good to see you.
As always, we need to get out of these bubbles and get back into real life soon, I hope.
Exactly.
Yes.
So tell us, you're a unique partnership, and tell us about how you met and how you got started with your business.
Absolutely. So, David and I actually met at work. We worked at the same cable television network many years ago, 8 years ago or so. And we became friends pretty quickly and just realized we got along really well. And so 4 years ago, 2016, we were just kind of sitting around one day trying to think of something to do, just kind of bored on our days off and stuff. And we decided to start a YouTube channel. And, it was kind of my idea for the channel, for the content, and I was going to be the face of the channel. And David was the guy behind the scenes, known on the channel as Cameraman David. And he did a lot more than that, but for the creation of the video, he was there, but he was just behind the camera. I was in front of the camera. So, we created this YouTube channel. It was a lot of fun. We were having a lot of fun doing it. Worked on it for a couple years, created some decent content, some stuff that did all right. I think the most popular video has currently about 34,000 views, which
Wow.
blows my mind that 34,000 people have watched a video with me in it because, and so, but some of them did really well. And I think the entire channel has well over 100,000 views with all the videos combined.
What type of videos though? You didn't explain the type.
Right. So
tell us the name of the channel. I think
the channel still exists. It's still out there. We haven't updated it in a couple years because we moved to Stay Frosty. But the idea was that I am well known for living frugally. I am known to stretch a dollar and just get the most out of it. And I know that, going back to the recession from 2008,
Right.
coming out of that, a lot of people struggle, especially living in big cities. It's expensive to live in big cities. And so my whole mission statement from the channel was to prove that living on a budget doesn't have to suck, basically. And that's what I set out to prove, to just have some fun with it. Living on a budget doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to mean, that you're eating ramen noodles every night or anything like that.
Right.
So that's what I set out to prove. And so the name of the channel was The Frugal Man LA.
And who wouldn't want to watch that?
Who doesn't want to watch The Frugal Man LA? There was a website component and all these other stuff, which we've sort of let fall to the wayside. But the YouTube channel does still exist and it persists out there. And the videos are still relevant today. And so we have no desire to take them down or anything. We like to leave them up. And there's quality information in there. So
dating in LA is expensive, let alone living in LA. So we would, to hear it from a man's perspective, I'm sure you guys got a lot of
say that.
yes.
So that was part of the point, was that if you read a lot of stuff about saving money, it's often women. It's like Money Saving Mom and all these type of bloggers and stuff. And so, I think a lot of times there's sort of like maybe a double standard where if a guy is frugal, he's perceived as cheap. And so I kind of wanted just to play with that, just have some fun with it, and just like, look, we're doing all kinds of fun things in LA, but I found all these free museums, just different things to do that you don't have to go out and spend $100 just to go out and have fun in LA. You can find stuff to do for free or for less than $5.
And it could be labeled as thoughtful, romantic. Just don't pull out a coupon.
There were hidden gems. Who knew that you could actually go to the city hall and there's an observation deck that you can stay up here and take beautiful photos of the city? I didn't know until we started doing this. So this is a lot of it was kind of like summer camp in a way, where we could explore different places around the city of Los Angeles, being a native and seeing what's out there. So it was very fun to do, and a way to get out there and just see different places and to let other people know about it too. So many people did not know about the places that we visited, and that was a big plus.
David always enjoyed our shooting days because it was like, where are we going? What are we doing? He was excited, so excited to get out of the house and didn't know what was on tap. And so, he always enjoyed shooting days. So summer camp, that's exactly, there was like one summer where we shot a lot of videos, and it really was summer camp. And I remember at the end of summer, he was sort of sad. He was like, summer camp's over.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It was the summer review, remember?
Right, yeah.
We did so many different events.
Three events in one summer.
Three events in one summer. It's one of our, I think, one of the longest videos that we did. But it has so much information in there, and we're very precise. We don't like to elaborate too much. It's being concise, knowing what needs to be in the video, and getting to the point of moving on. But there were just so much stuff and so many events. We went to the LA County Museum? What was it?
Which one?
You
Which one?
guys, that's what I have enjoyed meeting you guys, is that you're so resourceful. You share a lot of great information that's very concise. So how did that transition into Stay Frosty Media?
Right, because that's a Frugal Man video.
Yes.
So, right. So, I mean, long story short, YouTube changed their parameters for the people in their program, and basically, we could no longer earn any income from Stay Frosty Media. From the Frugal Man. And
not that we were making a lot of money.
We were making a lot of money.
So the YouTube partnership program changed their parameters. We were kind of pushed out of the program because they raised these high stakes. Basically, you had 1,000 subscribers, you have to have 4,000 watch hours, and us doing videos that was probably once every other month or so. It wasn't that often. We couldn't meet those requirements.
Right.
So from that.
Right. So we sat down and said, look, we really like working together. We were trying to start this with the Frugal Man LA to kind of make some money, but this isn't going to go anywhere. It's realistically, it wasn't happening. And we just sat down one day and we're like, what can we do? We're brainstorming. And I said, what we're doing is we're a production company, he's technical, I'm creative. So, I mean, he loves the technical side and I don't. And I love the creative side, and that's not really his thing. So It's great that our skill sets mesh like really well. And that's what I realized from working with him on the YouTube channel. It's like, I don't mind being around this guy, and I think he doesn't mind being around me. So, if I'm going to form a business partnership with someone, you want to form it with someone who you enjoy being around and someone that you're going to get along and that you're not going to step on each other's toes.
Exactly. It's like a marriage, you have to.
Yeah, but let's not go there. So anyways, we said, why don't we see if there are people out there who could use what we're doing here? And we specifically were looking like, who can we tailor this business towards? And we're watching a lot of different videos and stuff. And I saw specifically a lot of small businesses that were trying to utilize video and just, for lack of a better term, failing.
Are you talking about my videos?
No, ma'am. No, you're the star.
Yeah.
But we saw a lot of stuff, and it was like, wow, I wish I could have helped them make this video that they made themselves. We could have made it so much better. we could have made it so much more effective. And so we decided to start our own production company and basically target towards small businesses or any business in general. We don't want to pigeonhole ourselves, but anyone who's looking for, and because it's just David and I, we're not backing up a huge production truck or anything like that. We're a small footprint, so it's kind of like we get in, we get what we need, and we get out, and it's fun. I think everyone enjoys it. It is a production, but it's not this huge elaborate thing, which I think is more suitable for small businesses.
A lot of times we say we're not Hollywood, because that's basically it. We really want to be effective and get in there, get what we need. We don't need to do, the same take 30,000 times. We try not to, if we get in the can. And Jason's great with coming up with the concept and working with the talent. And really the message that they, someone that's never been on camera before or very limited, let's say their smartphone, he really gets that message across and makes them, the way they say stuff, it just comes out so naturally and effective. So I think that's really
and I was really surprised when you guys came to video me last year before the Women in Business Awards, and you guys made the videos for all of us winners as well as for the chamber. So what I was surprised by was your equipment and how you use everyday regular iPhones. And it was a lot less threatening, and it wasn't so much. There wasn't like this crazy amount of equipment that you brought in either, because my office was a pretty small space and we were able to do it there. So tell them about the equipment that you use as well.
So, in forming the business, we want to be very cost effective and affordable. And in doing that, we don't need to purchase full-blown broadcast quality equipment. We work in television and we know what it costs. So we figured out, with doing the Frugal Man LA, we just started using the iPhone. There we go, the iPhone. We shot everything on the iPhone. And the iPhone, we can do 4K video. The iPhone, it's great as long as you have a lot of light. We bring lights in depending on what we're shooting on, obviously. But the phone works great. We use the phone. We put it on a gimbal, which is basically a device that will stabilize the phone, so there's not shaky video when you're holding something. So you get really nice, fluid, smooth shots. So we use that, and there's devices out there for that. We use professional audio. So we've taken what we've done, the equipment we use, and it's not $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 to invest in that, where it's very attainable by anybody. What's the great thing is that Jason has the great concepts of what we're going to do. So the story, you said earlier, he takes care of all that stuff, and I just deal with the technical stuff. So really, he tells me what we're going to do. We talk about it. We're going to do a shoot, and we just go out there and depending on what we're doing, ready to go.
And so it's like the Frugal Man kind of seeped into Stay Frosty, and that we keep our costs low at Stay Frosty. It's like, how can we start a business and not invest a ton of money in it? Well, we've been shooting on the iPhone the whole time, and it looks great, And literally the first videos we started shooting for the Frugal Man, it was just David holding the camera. And then we grew up and advanced to, the gimbals and the stabilizers and stuff. And then we started adding a microphone, and then we added lights, and we added all these things at Stay Frosty. And then the great thing about shooting on an iPhone, which Rafia touched on earlier, is that everyone's been on an iPhone. Everyone has shot a video on an iPhone. It's non-threatening, right? So when you come in with a giant camera on someone, they're, oh, wow, this is real. There's a giant camera for me. iPhone, I've been on an iPhone. I feel comfortable in front of an iPhone. So I think that one is really helpful. And this is my spokesmodel.
Yes.
So I think that is a big helper in our business, because I think it really relaxes people and gets them comfortable in front of the camera, because we're not showing up with this huge camera that they have to be in front of.
But still, we do have the equipment that's needed. When we do have a small footprint. Obviously, production takes lights. It takes sound equipment. It takes, we do it the proper way. We have invested in the gear, as Jason was saying. If you look at our first video, it was, in a parking lot right by LAX, Death and Beyond, essentially. No plug there. And we went from that, and we noticed that there's a lot of background audio. So the iPhone does pick up and works well, but there's a lot of background. So then towards later in the videos progressing from that, we started, basically investing in equipment and making it more professional. And that's basically how it came into Stay Frosty, by doing all that testing beforehand and through the process to where we are now, where we can utilize these tools and get high quality videos for everybody.
And
Yeah,
how
and
did you come up with Stay Frosty as the name?
Right. So we always get asked that question. So again, at the end of the Frugal Man videos, I always had to, I kind of didn't know how to end the video, right? And I'm not an on-camera person. I've always worked behind the scenes in my professional life. I've never really been in front of the camera person. So me doing these YouTube videos was sort of my first time really on camera. And I just wanted I want like a really cool way to sign off at the end of my videos. So starting with video number 2, I just started saying, stay frosty. And, you know, it sort of has this connotation of keep your cool, keep your wits about you, and which I kind of wanted to mean about your money. You should keep your wits about your money. You should, you know, keep cool about your money and everything. So that was my little sign off. And so when we sat down to create our company, something that was very important to us was we had to have the URL for the website. And we just wanted a name that really reflected who we are, that we have. We have a lot of energy. We have a lot of fun doing what we do. And we just wanted something that really reflected that. So we sat down one evening at the computer and we just started coming up with names. And I'm like, Jumpstart Media, and it was
taken.
And Ripcord Media,
taken.
And then there was some that were available, but they were like $5,000 for that URL. And we sat there for like 2 hours and got a little frustrated. And I finally turned to David and I said, Stay Frosty Media. Typed it in and it was available for
$12.99.
Yay.
Frugal. And you know, so that was the company name, you know, and I mean, it's really kind of a happy accident because it's something that people remember. And that's like such a key, you know, if you're naming your company, you want it to be something that people remember. And people have told us, you know, I knew who you were. I couldn't remember it exactly, but I typed like Frosty Studios into Google and you came right up. And so, I mean, it's perfect. They got a little bit of it and they remember us and it comes up when you Google us. So, I mean, it really kind of worked out well for us with the name.
Yes.
That's
so
awesome.
I'm glad you guys touched on the quality of your video because I think sometimes, I know as a small business owner, if you show up and you don't have the perception of the big production, then you can question the quality of what's taking place. But in your explanation you shared, you've kind of reduced your costs, you've added the other things that are key factors to deliver a high quality product. And I know I've had the opportunity of working with you guys on 3 projects, and I was blown away with the end product in terms of what you delivered with the tools and resources that you used. And your product, it comes across like big camera production. And I know you guys do a lot of editing on the back end, so you may show up with this small equipment, but you have that editing process with your background being in television that you're able to deliver a high quality product. So I think that's key.
I mean, that's a big part of it. That's a big part of it too, is, you know, us being in the industry for, you know, 20 years apiece, basically. And we've been around it, we've done it, we know how it's done properly per se. And that's what we can, you know, convey and put out there. I mean, you don't need to say a lot to be effective. You know, right. Little is better. You get it across. And with the editing, we have the full tools. We have the full tools of a production company, production studio, whether it's graphics, whether it's music, everything is licensed, everything's authorized to be used. It's, you know, and you know, the best part about it in terms of when we turn over the video, you own it completely. You own the copyright. We're just here to provide that service, get you what you want, and you own it. So the music is yours. You can use that video in perpetuity. The graphics, whatever the elements are. I think that's a really good, just a really good thing to know, is that it's not just us going out there and shooting it. It's the post-production is as much as maybe more so than actually shooting the actual on-site, you know, in terms of the camera work, you know.
And I'll speak to just the whole perception of the equipment that we use in the end product. And I'll relay this story. We had a client, the owner of the company, you know, they knew that we shot on iPhone and they agreed to hire us and everything. And they had left the deposit check with their office manager. And so we stopped by one day to pick up that deposit check and we got to talking to the office manager. And when we told him that we shot on iPhones, I could tell his demeanor changed immediately. And he immediately kind of thought like, oh, these guys are whatever. They're shooting on iPhones. And, you know, he had no faith. He still gave us the deposit check, luckily. But I could tell that, you know, he kind of thought we were like, whatever. We weren't legit. And then about 2 days later, I got an email from him, and he said, "Hey, Jason, I was just checking out the videos on your website. Did you really shoot all those videos on an iPhone?" And I was like, "Absolutely. Everything you see was shot on an iPhone. You know, again, obviously we add additional equipment, lights, audio, gimbals, etc." And he just emailed me back. He's like, "I'm blown away. He's like, I can't believe that those videos were shot on an iPhone." You know, and he was just, then he was a believer. He was a believer.
Right.
So anyone who questions us, I always say, hey, look, go check out our videos. They're all there on our website for you to check out. And if you see the quality that we're doing, then you're a believer.
So thinking about that, you know, the current environment that we're in, your focus has been working with small businesses and having a product or service that a small business can really showcase themselves in an environment and be competitive by the use of video. So thinking about our current environment that we're in, the impacts that it's had on small businesses, what motivates you guys to continue to move forward in this climate?
I mean, for me, what motivates me is just, we're going to get to the other side. You know, I mean, we're going to get to the other side, and we all have to just stay positive and keep pushing forward, and know that we will eventually get to the other side of this. And this is what we love to do. I mean, I can't even stress that enough. It could be the most boring topic for me, like something I'm completely not interested. But if we're making a video, we're having fun. I mean, I really can't stress that enough. We have fun doing this, and it just, we can't give it up. So even if it's, you know, people aren't quite ready to go out there and shoot a video for their business or whatever, we're here. We know that small businesses right now, they need more help than ever. This is unprecedented what we're going through. And so we want to be there to help the small businesses, and we're here for them, because we've got to persevere. We've got to, because small businesses, it's just the basis of the community. It's what makes a community unique. It's what drives us, and yeah, it's what we love to do, and that's what motivates me. I just got to keep going.
Yeah, I mean, this will be over soon, and in the aftermath of that, you're going to need a video. I mean, everyone needs a video essentially on any platform. I mean, that's how you're going to reach your customers essentially. So, you know, we're here for that, and that's what we want to do, and that's what we do. And again, you know, we're cost effective, we're high quality, and that's really what we do. And you know, you don't need to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars for, you know, a video, a commercial, or you know, an about us video, what we call the video business card. It's all obtainable, a high quality video. And if you don't feel comfortable doing it yourself, or you're not really sure, and you think, you know what, who do I call, or who can I contact? We're here, and we're here to help and give advice as well. It's not just, hey, we just want to do this project for you. I mean, we're open, but if you need some assistance in understanding how to use an iPhone or something, or how to make a better quality video, we're here for that as well. So, you know, we like to educate as well. It's not just us only, but that's why we're here.
Yeah, I have had the benefit of reaching out to you guys multiple times and asking questions, especially when the pandemic hit, and I was really trying to figure out, how am I going to do this with, you know, just myself. And David, you were instrumental in helping me find the ring lights, the remote controls, things that I needed to where I can continue to shoot the photos that I needed to share my products, and the videos and things of that nature. So I've seen you guys do exactly what you said in terms of supporting a small business owner that's challenged technically. I always think of Jason when I'm communicating, what is it that I really want to say, and how do I make it in shoot it in 1 minute or less. You know, so that's been a big help.
And you do a lot of video. I mean, your Instagram, you're doing the stories, you do a lot of video, and it's really, I think, got a lot better too. I mean, with the equipment you've got now, and it's just, you know, you're thriving.
Yeah, it makes a difference. What you guys taught me about lighting, sound, you know, things of that nature. And I always hear Jason turn your music down. I'm like, I don't want to. And it's like, but you can't hear me if my music up. So, I've just really gotten some great information from you guys. And I know the 3 projects that we worked on were amazing. So you guys are definitely here for small business. You're who you say you are. You deliver what you say you will deliver, and then some.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
So when you are doing some of these Zoom meetings, do you also find it that you want to give more advice to people to become more professional, even in an online setting that we are more of us are doing right now, business this way? So tell me what you would recommend.
Well, that's what we moved to. I mean, we know because of the pandemic and, people are not wanting to meet in person. I mean, we're very safe when we go out there, gloves and masks and all that stuff. We want to be safe, but a lot of people don't feel comfortable. So what we've been doing is basically using Zoom a lot for video production purposes. And it's a great platform. It will work. It's not the highest quality, but it's doable. I mean, you could still see and get a message across by using it. And we do interviewing. We've been interviewing people on it and using that video. It's just a very powerful platform just to obtain video. But a lot of that comes down to post-production, cleaning up the audio. That's what really it is. I mean, you can only do so much, but we've been doing that. I mean, we created the word, or I created the word safetymonial as, that should be a video that you produce, basically telling your customers what you're doing, to be safe within your business. So that was one of the things. But, we're doing something on Thursday, or what's...
Right. So on Thursday, we're doing a presentation for the LAX Coastal Chambers Lifestyles Group. They invited us to talk about video testimonials. And so we're going to throw a couple different examples out there to the attendees of this meeting that you can do some do-it-yourself video testimonials, and then you can see also video testimonials with a production company like us. There's a couple different options, but I realize, look, it's the pandemic, right? So a lot of business owners are struggling. They might not have the money to hire us, and you can get something out there. It's better to get something out there that's decent quality than have nothing at all. So we're kind of giving some tips and tricks to the people who joined us in this meeting. And one of the ones we did was we did do a testimonial via Zoom, and it's sort of a talk show format, question and answer. It's short, it's not super long, but it's got us, here in the Stay Frosty Media Studios, David and I, and then one of our former clients, and we asked her a couple questions. And what we did is we took it and did a lot of post-production work on it and editing to really give it that polished look. And it was really funny because the day that we shot that, I went home and I turned on my TV, and there was a commercial with Jennifer Aniston for a Vino shampoo, I think, and it was literally the exact same format that we had just done. So, I mean, what we're doing is industry standard. It's not like we have to do this Zoom video. No, it's actually being used for prime time commercials right now. Mm-hmm. And to speak to what Rafia asked at the beginning of this question. When you're doing a Zoom, when you're doing anything representing your business or just yourself in general, I mean, it's really important to think about what you're wearing, your lighting, your background. I mean, you should always be putting your best foot forward, even on a Zoom. And I see people who are lying in bed, with their phones like this on a Zoom, and they're wearing their jammies still. And I'm like, why do you think this is acceptable? It's really not. I mean, you really want to always present yourself. I mean, for me personally, I'm not going to take that person seriously, So you just want to be taken seriously, and you can do that in, again, presentation, right?
And both Candance and I asked you about our lighting today.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Before the show started.
It's all about that. I mean, the camera wants light. You need to have enough light to make you look good. That's a very important part. I mean, as what Jason was saying, it's all about presentation. This is not just by happenstance. I mean, we're literally in a studio. We're in my apartment. We have 3 lights around us. We have a green screen behind us to give away the secrets. This is the green screen. So, but there's a reason why we do this. Our logo being up there. I mean, there's a reason why you do stuff. It's all about the branding. It's about the message. It's about your business, and that's very important. That's really important.
So we have
Absolutely.
a great question from someone in the audience. It says, where do you think the everyday person can elevate their brand on a budget?
On a budget? Well, stay Frosty Media. Like, we're budget conscious right now. So going back to our presentation that we're going to give on Thursday for the LAX Coastal Chamber, we're given 2 examples of do-it-yourself. So one was the Zoom that I just mentioned. It's a do-it-yourself thing where you could just take a Zoom and put it up there as a testimonial, but we took it and gave it that full production. So the other example is, as this is Candance helped us with this one, is it's a video testimonial. So we asked our clients to shoot a video using their iPhone and just text it to us. So that's all Candance did. She sat down and she filmed a great testimonial for us. I asked her about a minute. She kept it right on about a minute there, and she texted to us. And so then what I did is I used the iMovie app on my iPhone. Comes standard with the iPhone. Everyone's got it. It's there, and there's a lot of YouTube tutorials that you can go to if you've never edited video before. So you can learn how to use this app. It's made for consumers. It's not made for us. But we picked it up really quickly because we've edited before, right? So, learn how to use these tools that you have at your disposal. So we just took that video, we edited it. I just edited it on my phone using the iMovie app. That was it. I didn't add any special music, any special graphics, anything. Only stuff that was available on the iMovie app on my phone was all I did. So you can use these tools. Anyone can use these tools. Anyone can learn how to use these tools. And I encourage people to learn how to use them. And again, it really goes back to, you can learn how to do that, but also you want lighting, you want good sound, you want a nice background. So think of all these things. These are all things you got to think about when you're creating your own videos.
Yeah, going off what you're saying is, like, iMovie does have graphics. iMovie does have music you can use. iMovie has all these elements for a consumer to use and use in their videos, and people are using them all over the place. You see these videos everywhere. So it's a very powerful tool, iMovie, and it's free. It comes on your iPhone. I'm sure Android's got their they've got to have a free application for video editing there as well. But it's a great tool, and you can really get amazing stuff done with it. And it's free. Just take the time, watch some videos, and you can do it on your own, and you really get some really high quality video from it.
I'm going to look. I haven't looked at that yet. So I'm going to take a look at that. We also have another question. And it says, what's your favorite freebie evening? And that's going back to the Frugal Man.
Frugal Man. Favorite freebie evening?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm guessing we're pretending we live in a non-quarantine pandemic time.
I'm sure you can address both, though. I'm sure.
Nothing's open right now, so I don't know how I can address that. One of the coolest things we did, David talked about this. We did one video where we just went and did a bunch of free things during the summer, like pre-pandemic, summer in LA. If you really paid attention, you could do a free thing every night if you wanted to. There were so many free movies and free events and different really cool things. And there was a thing they did at the Natural History Museum in downtown LA near USC. And they would do Friday nights in the garden. And they would do it 4 times during the summer, kind of once a month or so. And it was just a lot of fun. They would have DJs and live bands and food trucks outside, and they would have all kinds of different experiences in the garden. It was totally free, 100% free. And they would have different arts and crafts classes that you could take, and you would come out. They would teach you how to make we did painted gourds one night, And so they gave you the gourds, and you would it was fun. And they would have cooking classes.
And tomatoes. Guy doing tomatoes and free demonstrations on how to grow tomatoes, and they give everyone tomato slices for free.
Free tomato slices. Yeah. But there's bands and there's DJs, and it's just a really cool atmosphere. It's a lot of fun to do.
You can find this stuff. Jason had a whole on our official website. He had a whole blog of every free event within Southern California. It was crazy. All the different events that was going on, you could attend them. They were all free. When we say free, we mean parking is free too. It's not just free admission, because parking's an expense. So that's not being frugal. But there's a lot of those events, and So
yeah, I mean, to me, that was like one of the coolest experiences, because to me, it was a very LA experience. It was just such a great thing that you could tell people from all over the city came to. It was a good time. And just the music was jamming, and you could just like walk around the garden, and the gardens are really cool at the Natural History Museum. So like the museum itself, there was like a little atrium area that was open, and so you could go in there and walk around, but the rest of the museum was closed. And like I said, it was in the evenings, it was at night. So like the sun's going down, the lights are coming on, the music's going, everyone's got food, and yeah, it was a good time. That was a lot of fun when they were doing that.
That sounds wonderful. I wish we could do that right now.
This summer went by, and it was just like I didn't do any cool free things during the summer, and that was like one of the cornerstones of the Frugal Man LA, was going and doing all the different free things during the summer. And there was just, unfortunately, those things didn't really exist this year.
Awesome.
Yes, it's been a trying year, but with challenges and everything, we're still hanging in there, right?
Absolutely. No, you got to keep pushing forward.
Yes.
Exactly.
Well, I have enjoyed connecting with you guys at the chamber. I think our first meeting, you guys just started sharing information with me. So going back to the chamber being such an awesome resource to connecting people and resources and ideas together, it's just been a really great experience. When I think about what's happening now, there's a lot going on this week at the chamber, a lot of events.
Yes.
There's actually a round table discussion on COVID. It's a bi-weekly event that takes place. It's going to happen at 2:30 today. Have you guys had a chance to, in this pandemic, experience things that are happening in the chamber? Anything that stands out to you that's been really beneficial to help your business during this COVID time?
Oh, I know that, the Zooms that we've been doing, just the events, that have moved over to Zoom, it actually, in my opinion, I feel like I'm actually making better connections with people via Zoom than you can in those, big meeting things where, we're having look, I love the big breakfast that we used to have. I miss it. I actually miss the big breakfast, but it's actually kind of hard to connect really well with people in those situations. I mean, you can connect with one or two, usually people that were at your table or something like that, but with the Zoom meetings, I feel like we're actually making a lot more connections, and I've appreciated. I know David's gotten a lot out of it, and it's really, I think, has helped raise awareness for our business by doing those meetings.
Yeah, 90% is showing up. I mean, that's really what it is. And one of the things I decided to do the time I had was try to attend as many Zooms as I could through the chambers. LA Coastal, Culver City Chamber as well, just attending them, even if the topic could be the ladies Zoom or whatever it was, just to get some insight and just show up and see what people are talking about. Having the camera on so people could see you, not having your image on there, because people, this is a way to communicate with people and talk, and I think that was very important, and it was very important meeting people.
And the joint meetings with other chambers, from the Valley and stuff like that, we're never going to meet those people, unfortunately.
Right. Yes.
So having the joint ones have been very beneficial.
Yeah, that's great. There's there's a joint Thirsty Thursdays coming up on Thursday, which is a Zoom networking opportunity with the San Fernando Valley Chamber. So I have, as you said, I've really enjoyed having those cross connections where the Culver City Chamber is connected with the LAX Coastal, they've connected with San Fernando Valley, and it's like you said, it's given us an opportunity to broaden our reach and broaden our connections through other chambers. So I think that's been really great.
It's very important. It's very important to communicate and connect with people. I mean, Culver City Chamber, that's what being a connector, and they are. They've connected a lot. They've been phenomenal what they've done in terms of in this trying times. So it's been very, very nice.
I mean, for us joining the chamber, it just legitimizes us as a business. I think otherwise, if we weren't in the chamber, I think they would be like, well, you know what I'm saying? I think it really just adds an air of legitimacy to your business being in the chamber, and especially because we were relatively new when we joined the chamber last year, and so I think that really helped us a lot.
Yes, I would agree.
It's an amazing resource for everything.
It is, especially when you don't know what to do. You're a new business, or you're getting into business, and just to get out there, where do you connect? Where do you go? I mean, we pounded the pavement we walked into businesses and then give them our pitch and and try to get sales and customers that way, if you will, which has worked.
And we have.
We've gotten to work that way, but it was easier to join.
It's not efficient.
Yeah, it's not efficient at all because the numbers game, obviously. But then during the chambers, I mean, you really get to meet different people, other businesses that want to talk to you. It's not like you go and walk into a business. Oh, I'm busy, or I don't need a video. We're low key.
We're a low key business. That was the best. That was literally the best response I ever got. Was walking in and telling what we did, and they said, "Oh, we're low key." I'm like, are you a front for something else?
Right. Like we want to fly under the radar. We don't
want people coming in here. Not our restaurant. Not our Thai restaurant. Don't come in here.
At 2 o'clock
on Lincoln Boulevard. Don't come in this Thai restaurant.
Wow.
Well, one of the things that I like the best about the breakfast meetings is the way that it's set up and the way that Colin has it, where we break out into small groups. I think that's what makes the connections even deeper and better, because you're right. When you go to these breakfast meetings, you got so many people around you and you're talking to so many different folks. You don't really connect one-on-one with too many. And the Zoom has allowed that, especially with the breakout rooms that he's been doing.
Yeah, the breakout rooms are great, but also the thing, when we were in person and doing the meetings in person, it wasn't, the Culver City Chamber, it wasn't like, here's my card, call me, it was, and when Jason and I first went to the Culver City Chamber, because we're in the area here, we're like, let's check them out, let's see what it's about, and it was amazing. People were so warm and genuine. I mean, we met Candance for the first time, and Jason and I were like, wow, the people here are really genuine, and that really, I think, struck us as, new business, wanting to look into Chamber of Commerce's, see if it was worthwhile, and it completely was.
I mean, I'm from a small town. I'm in a very small town, and that's one of the things about Culver City is that you really kind of get that small town sense, and I mean, it's not like Culver City's an awesome city. It's a great community, and it's not like some little podunk town or anything, but the values and the people there are genuine, and that can sometimes be hard to find in the greater Los Angeles area, to find the other genuine people around. And I found that in Culver City for sure.
Right. I call some people that attend events, I call them business card smashers. They just smash and press a business card into your hand and move on. And that's something that really bothers me, when you just come and put your business card in my hand, or you just give me your business card. I said, let's have a conversation, because I may not even need your business, or you may not even need my business. Why continue to just hand out business cards? And, let's talk. Do you even want to know my name? How you got to remember me? So I think that's something the Culver City Chamber has really been great at. And I know that as an ambassador, and prior to becoming ambassador, network ninjas, prior to becoming an ambassador, the ambassadors were great at making introductions.
It's like a throwing star. Can you do it like a throwing star?
Right. Yeah, the ambassadors.
Candance, I used to do all these trade shows, and that was one of my biggest pet peeve at a trade show. They would come by my booth and just grab a card without even actually looking at what I was selling, or they just grab a card and keep walking. And I never understood that either,
It's very important.
Right.
I learned that there's actually business card etiquette, I mean, even from down to how you hand the business card to somebody. I mean, there are YouTube videos you can watch, which I did, but it's just amazing that, you're supposed to use your right hand only, I believe, and it's supposed to be face up with the name. We have a two-sided business card. This is a sticker,
That's
actually.
A sticker, I know.
Business card. Hang on, I got one. And do I have one? So yeah, I mean, it's two-sided. Here we go. So it's two-sided. It's got our logo on one side. There goes the light. Logo on one side, and then it's got the information on the other side. There you go. Sorry about the light there. So, and then you're supposed to hand it to the person with your name up, not your logo, and I think it's your right hand outward. And there's a whole protocol to it. I have no clue. And it's
wow, you're teaching me something today.
I know. We're going to have to look up that video on business card etiquette.
It's business card. It's almost like eating etiquette. How you use your knives and forks, and especially when you go to like a three-plated or multiple plated.
I'm frugal. I don't go to restaurants.
I haven't either, but I'm just saying. I used to work for a hotel many years ago, and the catering manager actually put out a video series in terms of food etiquette. So that's how I found out about that. I had no clue. But you know, when you have the multiple knives and forks going in from the left to the right and the top to the bottom. Okay, enough about that.
Okay. Well, we're coming up on, I want to say the half hour, but it's not. We're
but it's longer.
Almost 45 minutes in. So you guys have shared some really great information with us and our viewers. We've learned a lot. And so when you think about
now
Monday
we come to the motivation.
Yes, and we've had some of it throughout, but when you think about Monday Biz Motivation, what is it that you can share with small business owners to keep them motivated and moving forward during this time?
Yeah, I mean, just, kind of going back to what I said before, it's just about, we're going to get there. We're all going to get there together. Keep making connections in the community. I think that's one of the best things you can do is to really reach out to the community. And whether it's by video or social media, however you want to use it, let the community know that you're there, and let them know that you need them as well. I mean, that, the community is going to be there for you, and let them know that you're still there and you need them, and that we all got to be in this together. We're all in this situation together. And that includes supporting your small businesses and everyone.
Yeah. Awesome.
Very true.
What's your motivation, Candance, for this week?
This week, it is continuing to know that there is value in the service and the products that we provide, similar to what Jason shared. This weekend, I had an opportunity to work with a couple clients in store, and it just kind of revived me as a confirmation that folks still want to come in and experience the retail therapy. I had a client come in and twirl in her top, and she was having so much fun. It's like, even though those things that we have, in our businesses that we know it's a part of our brand, they seem to have been minimized during this time, knowing that there's still value in finding ways to create those opportunities, even though they're happening on a smaller scale. So that was motivating to me.
Wow, that's wonderful.
I saw the video.
Yes.
Twirling.
Wasn't she cute? And I couldn't have made that up. I mean, she was really into it.
It just shows you the power of social media in every form. I mean, whether you're on it all the time or every once in a while, it's still there. It's still connecting people. It's showing a presence. It's showing your brand. It's just the power of video and doing that. It's amazing.
It is. How about you, Rafia?
So I think I'm going to say that my motivation for this week is creativity. And I feel very creative this weekend. And so I want to carry that forward and make some new pieces and show them probably on a video or just, take pictures of them. But I think I've learned a lot from this episode today. And I'm going to check out the iMovie app, and I'm going to definitely think about the business card thing that you told me about. That was incredible. And I think, did we go over all of our events for this week?
Yes.
Besides, okay.
The combo with the mayor as well is coming up on Friday. So we talked about the 3, but the combo with the mayor as well.
And don't forget about the Women in Business. That's on October 22nd. And then we will have our chamber breakfast as well, right? It's like the 3rd Wednesday of this month.
Yes.
And exactly. And what else? I think we can covered all of the bases of the chamber events.
We did.
We did. And I just want to really thank you both for coming on. You guys were awesome. And we appreciate all of your information that you gave to everyone. It was wonderful.
Sure. Thanks for having us.
And if anybody is interested, these guys are from Stay Frosty Media. We'll have all their information here. You can contact them if you're in need of any of their services. And of course, that's Candance from All That and More Boutique. And I'm Rafia from Rafia Jewelry. And thank you again for watching.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We enjoyed
Bye,
it.
everyone. Have a great Monday.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.